All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are not in the shop today. I'm actually on site of the house that I've been telling you about that I have been working around the clock to get it done. So yeah, I'm here. I'm actually on site. So this is going to be a little bit different video. Normally I'm in the shop working, showing you guys at home how I'm doing something to help you guys out. But today I'm going to show you how you can install drawer slides, drawer boxes, along with drawer faces. And what better way to do that than actually on site here at the job that I'm currently working on. So if you want to learn how to do that, stick around, watch the video, and hopefully I'll learn you something. Yeah, I said that. Hopefully I'll learn you something. And in case you're wondering, yes, all the cabinets that you see in this video, I built all the cabinets just like the ones that are behind me. And I am going to do a full walkthrough of this house just so you can see all the cabinets that I built. And it's going to be another video of pretty much a one-man workshop, how they can build all these cabinets in this house. I think you'll be really amazed by what you see in this house. But other than that, stick around. I'll show you guys how you can install drawer slides, drawer boxes, along with drawer faces. And yeah, let's get to the video. Let's go. All right, guys, so yeah, these are some cabinets that I built in this house. Like I said, it's not really gonna be a fancy video of a bunch of crazy editing and voiceovers and sounds and music, but I feel like I should take this opportunity to show you guys how to install drawer slides along with drawers and drawer faces. So pretty much right here in the center of these cabinets right here, I've got to install some drawer slides along with some drawers and some drawer faces. So the first thing you wanna do is go ahead and pull your tape measure out in order to mount your drawer slides. Now, I always like to start at the top. It's just a little bit easier as you work your way down. The drawer slides at the bottom don't get in your way. So I can see here that I've got 22 3/8 to the bottom of my rail, or the top of my rail. So what you need to do first is go ahead and cut you a spacer block to go from the bottom of your cabinet up here to help hold your drawer slide. And I've already taken the liberty of cutting one, so here it is. And all we're gonna do is stick this right in there, and it sits flush with the top of my rail. And that'll help hold my drawer slide as I install it. So once you get your measurement, it's best to go ahead and cut you a piece of scrap wood. That way it'll help hold everything and you'll get your drawer slide level from front to back. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this drawer slide along with the other side and continue to work my way down to the bottom. And I'll show you what I do once I get down to the bottom. All right, guys, you're gonna have to kind of bear with me a little bit on this. It's kind of cramped in this laundry room, but anyway, here's my drawer slide. And yes, they make black drawer slides. But anyway, this is the drawer slide. I've got my spacer block set up, but I'm actually gonna push this to the back of the cabinet, or close to the back. And then I'm gonna take my drawer slide. I can rest it on top of that spacer block I cut, and then rest it right on top of the rail. That way I can screw my slide right in where it needs to be. Now, if you really want to get technical, you can get, some kind of square or something and try to get like the perfect offset. But normally I kind of eyeball it, and I usually set my drawer slide back about 1/16 of an inch from the actual front of the cabinet. It's just what I'm used to doing, and that's just how I normally do it. But I'll go ahead and get this one installed, and then we'll move over to the next side. All right, guys, and once you have that one, the top installed, you can save your block if you got multiple drawers to do. Luckily, this is my last cabinet that I have to put drawers in. And normally I would love to do this in the shop, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do it before I had to install these because the granite's coming for this particular cabinet, I think in the next day or so. So yeah, so I had to go ahead and get this installed. But anyway, so now that we've got the top done, the top slides are in, we can go ahead and measure for the second one the same way we did as the first. And it looks like I've got 12 9/16. So once again, you can either cut the same block that you use for the top down, or you can go ahead and cut you a separate one. It's really up to you. I went ahead and cut me a second one because I had to do that in all the drawers in here anyway in this whole house. So here's the next one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick this one in here and do the exact same thing that I did at the top, and then we'll get down to the bottom and I'll show you how I do the bottom. And normally I would love to use undermount drawer slides, but the price of them and being that Bloom is very hard to get right now, I just kind of stick with these side mounts because they're a lot cheaper, and I usually get pretty good results with them anyway. And it's just a little bit more work, I think, trying to do a side mount versus a bottom mount, but once you do it enough, it's really no big deal. It's not that hard. But anyway, so yeah, you just pretty much just working your way down the cabinet. Now, I'm gonna get all in the way trying to do this one, so just bear with me. Like I said, this is definitely not a video that I normally would do, but I figured I was here and I figured it was a good opportunity to kind of show you guys that, you know, it's not that hard to install drawer slides. Luckily there was no granite, so that was easy. Then pretty much your spacer blocks, you can just set them to the side. You don't really need them anymore, unless you got a lot more drawers to do, which is, luckily these are it for me. And there you go. Now you got the top ones, the middle ones, now we have to do the bottom. So now what you need to do is, I know the bottom of my cabinet sits below the face frame 3/4 of an inch. So now you can take one of your blocks that you just cut and just stick it right there in the back. And once you have it stuck right there in the back, pretty much just gonna sit that right on the face frame, set it back about 1/16 of an inch. Like I said, I just kind of eyeball it. I mean, a 30-second, you're not really gonna notice that. But anyway, I know I'm all in front of the camera, but we're just gonna take and install this one as well. And we're almost done installing all the drawer slides for this particular cabinet. Once again, I'm sorry. I know I'm all in the way. You can't really see anything but the back of my head probably right now. But that's okay. So there's that one done. Sometimes it's a little, here we go. All right, we just take that 3/4 inch block, slide it to the other side, and repeat the process for the next slide. I sure hope the back of my head looks good on camera, because that's all you people are seeing. This is definitely hard trying to do a video and be all up in the way. Like I said, it's definitely a video that I didn't plan on doing, but I had to do it, so I kind of thought, why not make a video out of it? Maybe somebody will learn something from it. So I hope you guys are learning something from this. And just like that, all the drawer slides are installed. All right, guys, now that all of our drawer slides are installed in the cabinet, now we got to install the drawer boxes. Now, you can install it from top to bottom, bottom to top, it really doesn't matter. They make jigs to help hold the boxes, but I kind of like to go old school and just cut wood and use those as my holders, and, you know, to get the right offsets and to get the box lined up in the hole. It's just me, it's just easier, and I just carry those pieces of wood with me throughout the house and continue to do it on all the cabinets when I need to do that. So anyway, the bottom of my cabinet right here, this space is, I think, 10 1/4, and I always make my drawer boxes a 1/2 inch smaller than the actual space itself. So this drawer box is 9 3/4. Now, in order for me to get this to sit right in the middle of this hole, I need to get it up off the bottom rail by 1/4 inch, and it'll sit below the top rail about 1/4 inch. So what I like to do is, kind of hard to see here, but I like to cut a piece of wood from front to back, and I know that this right here from the bottom of the cabinet to the top of the rail is 3/4 inch. So in order for me to get it 1/4 inch up off the rail, I need to cut a 1 inch spacer block. So I'm gonna cut a strip from front to back. It'll be 1 inch tall on both sides, and that way I can slide my cabinet drawer in here, and it'll be off the bottom rail by 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna go cut that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I went outside, cut me a few 1 inch strips to go from the front to the back of the cabinet and to get this drawer 1/4 inch off the bottom rail. Now, these are just scrap pieces. They're a little damp because it is starting to drizzle outside, but anyway, we can just stick these right inside the cabinet like so. Then you go ahead and pull your drawer slides out just a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier when you set your drawer in there so it don't try to pull the slides back. Now, if you are interested on how I build my drawer boxes, I do have a video that I will link above. But yeah, so that just kind of slides in there on top of your pieces. Pretty good. And as you can see, I've got the drawer slides pulled out. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and mount the drawer slides, or the other piece, we'll mount those straight to the drawer, pull it out, screw the other pieces in, and then we can pull the whole drawer out, get our pieces out, and then we should be good to go. Pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw these in, and we'll move to the next step. Once again, I know my head's all in the way, but we're just gonna screw that in, and I don't have anything really with me, but we'll just use this. We wanna make sure it's flush with the front of the drawer box, you can see. And then we'll just go ahead, tighten that on in. And you can always adjust it if you need to. But we'll do that to one side, and then we'll do that same thing to the other side. Now, once you have those front screws in, you can pull your drawer box out, and you can push your slides back a little bit, and you can reveal the next hole to screw into. Hope you guys can see everything, because I am definitely not paying attention to the camera. No, we'll get another one. We'll get that one later. But yeah, so I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I mean, I don't think I've said anything out of the ordinary. Once you do that, pull your drawer all the way out. Now at this point, you can pull them all the way out, and there's one last screw in there at the very back. I'm not going to do that right now, but just want to make sure everything glides good and smooth. The drawer shuts like it's supposed to. There's no hang-ups. It doesn't feel tight on one side, loose on the other. And yeah, I think I have to say I'm pretty happy with the way that works. That's nice. But now we can move to the next drawer. All right, now once we got one drawer box set, and it sits back about 1/16 of an inch from the face frame, I like to, since I know the box is level from side to side, from front to back, I will actually measure off the box itself. And I see the measurement to the top of the rail, which is 1 13/16, and then I will add a 1/4 inch to that and cut another block to sit right on top of the rail to set my next drawer on, or another block to sit on top of my drawer, and then I can set my other drawer box on there and do the same thing pretty much that I did for the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll catch you in just a minute after I cut those pieces, and we'll get the second drawer mounted. All right, now that I've got these pieces cut, I can go ahead and stick them in here on top of the drawer that's already installed. pull these out a little bit. And we can go ahead and get our second drawer set in here and get ready to install it as well. This right here. So we'll just push that back. And I just like to double check, make sure everything looks good on the bottom. And yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we'll do, same thing we did on the first one. Screw in the first screw. Before we make sure it's too tight, just want to make sure it's flush with the front of the drawer box. In case y'all are wondering, this is the raw footage of installing this. This is not done up in any way. This is literally me with my camera in this laundry room trying to show you guys how you can install drawer boxes very easily. Once you got the front ones, pull it out. Reveal the next ones. And we'll screw those in as well. Don't even know if I'm on camera, but I don't know. I got 2 different screws in this thing, and some of these are like really good. They're magnetic. Some of them are a different material. So they don't really want to stick to my bit. But anyway, we've about got this one done, then it's the top one. And that's all. I'm gonna pull that all the way out. It's gonna be a little tight because those pieces are underneath it. Then we can pull those out. Give it a nice push, make sure everything's good. All your reveals look good, which they do. Very pleased with it. Pull it, test it out, shut it a few times. Make sure nothing looks crazy. Yep, and then it's on to the next one, the very last one. All right guys, with all that done, that is the drawer boxes installed. Super easy way to do it. If you had to go around the whole house and do this, I mean, it wouldn't take you long at all. I mean, cut you some spacer blocks, carry them with you throughout the whole house, and you'll be good to go. And most of the time you can just save them, write on what they are, the measurements, and really you can use those for about any house unless there's specifics that somebody wants, then you might have to change them. But other than that, you can carry those around the whole house and install all your drawer boxes. Very simple. And that's usually what I do 9 times out of 10, because a lot of times I don't have time to put the drawer slides and boxes in before they're trying to get the cabinets in. They want to go ahead and measure for the granite. So it's usually what I do. It doesn't take that long. So, but yeah. Anyway, now we got to install the drawer faces on these drawers, and I'll show you how I do that. If you search YouTube, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do it. This is just the way that I do it. I find it the easiest way. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do that, and we'll get all these right here installed, and this cabinet will be done. All right, so when it comes to installing drawer faces, I like to go ahead and know the measurements or know the handles or the pulls that I'm gonna use, because it just makes it a lot easier to install them, especially if there's granite already on the top. You can drill in from the front. So it's good to go ahead and know the size handles that you're gonna use. That way you don't have to worry about trying to pull it out, use clamps. This just makes it a lot simpler. Now I do have the True Position Tools handle jig, and that just makes it, God, so nice. It's night and day difference trying to make your own jigs versus using this. It's completely adjustable. You know, you can move the height of the drawer right here. Let's see here. Get all my pieces right here lined. Like I said, this is definitely new for me. But anyway, so I know that my pulls are 5 inches. So you can actually set these to where they're 2.5 on both sides. That'll give you your 5 inches. Just like that set up. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, 2.5, 2.5. And then just to verify, make sure everything's gonna work, you can set your handle up here, kind of look at where your holes are at, make sure they line up with your jig itself. And it looks like I can, yep, that's good. All right. So then the next thing I like to do, obviously, measure the size of the drawer, 17, the drawer face 17.5 by about 7 1/8. So now you can adjust this for the depth of the drawer. So if it's 7 1/8, that'll be 3.5 plus a 1/16. So 3 9/16 is how deep, or how will get us to the middle of our drawer, just like that. So, and they do have these little adjustable things right here on the back that you can adjust for shaker style doors, which is, I gotta find the other one. So, okay, here we go. So yeah, and all it does is help hold it off that center panel a little bit. That way you can drill a true 90-degree hole. So once I kind of set that up, obviously you see I got this set up off the granite so I can drill through very easily. I just want to double check and make sure it looks like I'm about 3 9/16 from the top. 3 9/16 from the bottom, so that's perfect. Now, to go to the center, they make one that actually has another leg that goes on that will actually hook to the side of the drawer. That way you can just keep going down and repeating it. I didn't buy that one, kind of wish I would have, but I didn't. So anyway, what I normally do is I'll set them up here, and then I'll measure over from both sides, trying to find the center. So I'll measure from one side, so okay, so that should be about 5 3/4, and, oh, nope. So we actually got to move this. So it should be 5 13/16. And we got 5 13/16. And 5 13/16. So once I have everything set, it's good to go. Just take a drill bit that comes with the kit. I'll hold that down and just go very easily, because obviously I don't want to shoot through this drawer and hit the granite. So just very easy. And just like that. Then as you can see, you already got your holes drilled right in your drawer box, or your drawer face, I'm sorry. I only get one take on this, so pardon me if I mess up and say something crazy and I don't catch myself. But anyway, so now I got the holes drilled. I'll do that for the other two, and then we can go install all of these. All right, now that we're back in the laundry room, I've taken this little board right here, and I know my doors are set exactly where I want them to be. So I can just lay this right across the doors. They're perfect. And then I'll just take a clamp. Of course, I may have to get a different clamp. I don't know if this one right here will reach. Of course, yeah, it doesn't. So let me go grab a clamp and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So now that that's sitting exactly where I want it to sit, I will just take a clamp that very lightly to the face frame, just because I don't want it to move. And I don't want to leave kind of any impression on the wood or the paint or anything like that. So I'll just take that, clamp it, like I said, I just don't want it to move, because I'm gonna put a little pressure on it. Now that we have all that set, we can take our drawer face, just up here somewhere. All right, so this is the top drawer face. Now, when I build all this, the way that I'll try to build it is I want a 1/2 inch reveal on both sides, and then a 1/2 inch between each cabinet drawer. So I just usually eyeball this pretty close to where it looks like it's in the middle of my cabinet, and I just kind of double check. So then I'll just use these 1 1/4 little hex head screws like this right here. I put them in my little installation drill and I'll go right through the holes, and that's why I say it's very crucial to pre-drill. It's easy to pre-drill your handle holes so you can use these to actually install the drawer face to the drawer box. And you want to try to get these to go in about as straight as you can. You just kind of slowly tighten them until you can kind of tell the screw tries to almost dig into the front. And once you do that, your drawer face is pretty much installed. Now what I'll do is I'll add 1/2 inch spacers between each drawer face to give me my full range of drawer faces with all my reveals to be the exact same. So I'm gonna do that now, and then next thing we'll do is actually install these and screw these in from the back, and then we can pull these screws out, finish drilling through the box, and actually install the handle. So I'm gonna work on that stuff, and then I'll bring you guys back in here to show you how I actually fasten the drawer face to the box and install the handle. All right, now that all the handles are installed, we can actually pull the drawer box out, and the drawer face stays exactly where we need it to be. Now we need to go ahead and fasten the drawer face to the front of the drawer box and remove our screws to attach the handle. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to pull the box out. And what I usually like to do is just come up here right in the corner about 1 inch from each side, and probably about 1/4 inch down. And then I'll just drill me a hole. Just be careful not to go through your drawer face, because the last thing you want to do is have to remake that, because nobody wants to do that. So, and the screws that I normally use to attach the drawer face are just these little Craig 1 inch screws. You could do probably 1 1/4 inch, but I just usually do 1 inch, just makes it a little easy. And so I just do that, drill my hole, and that'll fasten that corner. Repeat the process over here, like I said, about 1 inch from the side, and maybe about 1/4 inch down. Usually you can kind of feel right when the drill bit starts to hit your drawer face. So usually about the time you feel it hit, about another 1/16 to 1/8, you'll be good. So now that you got your 2 screws up here, your drawer face is attached now by the 2 screws in the front and the 2 screws up here at the top. But now we can actually close that drawer box, and we can remove these 2 screws and put the handle. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the rest of the drawers, and then I'll come back and do the handle. All right, so now that we have all the drawer faces installed to the drawer box and they're actually screwed in, not by just the screws in the front, we can remove these screws, finish drilling the hole all the way through, and install our handles. Simple as that. I will say the only thing that kind of crazy about this whole thing is you need about, feels like 10 different drills, because everything's a different drill bit, but it is what it is. But yeah, so now you can remove those screws, then take your drill bit, and finish drilling all the way through. Now I'll do that to all these since I've went ahead and all of them are screwed in. I want to say, before you go crazy with it, just make sure you check all your reveals, and all your reveals look good around everything before you start screwing the handles in, because sometimes you may have to make adjustments because sometimes things move. But I did check this and everything looked great. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the handles. Like I said, everything's drilled through. I'll finish drilling these other holes all the way through and we'll install the handles. And that's pretty much how you do drawer boxes: installing the slides, installing the drawer box, and the drawer face itself. All right, so now that we got all the holes drilled, we can stick our screws in our hole and go ahead and mount our drawer pulls. And this thing will be pretty much good to go. You just kind of want to snug them up with the drill. I don't never usually like to tighten them with the drill, because sometimes it'll cause very deep impressions, and especially if you've got to adjust anything, kind of makes that hard to see. But once you got everything good, you got your nice handle on there, and then you just move on to the next drawer, and that's pretty much good to go. Now, I will show you one other thing once I get all these installed, just because on some of these bigger drawer faces, I know some people are probably thinking, oh, you only put 2 screws that holds that whole thing in. Well, I did, but also the handle helps hold the drawer face as well. But on these bigger ones, usually on the top one, I don't, because it's fine, it's a smaller drawer face. But the same 2 screws that I added inside the drawer box, I don't know how loud this drill is. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I'll add some screws underneath the drawer box into the drawer face. That way, if for some reason the drawer gets pulled from the bottom, you know, it won't flap open like the rest of them. So I'll show you that. I'll show you guys that here in just one second. I'm gonna get this last handle on, and I'll show you what I mean by screwing another screw in from the bottom. All right, guys, so like I was saying, sometimes on these bigger drawer faces, you know, you've got 2 points right here that hold the drawer face onto the drawer box, and then you have a screw here and a screw here that holds it, but you don't have anything down below. So sometimes, you know, when you pull on the drawer, if you can feel it flex sometimes. I don't feel it on this one, but sometimes you can feel a little bit of flex on the bottom of it. So you can go right underneath the drawer box, which is, I'll probably never get that angle to show you guys, but from how I build drawer boxes, if you watch that video, there's about a 1/2 inch lip under the drawer box, and you can run a screw in each corner that will attach right through the drawer box, right into the drawer face. And then you'll have 2 more points of contact that actually hold the drawer face to the drawer box. And I'm gonna tell you, that drawer box or the drawer face is not gonna go anywhere. So I would try to bring you guys in here. Maybe I'll film myself just lay on the floor looking crazy, but you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Once I screw these in, I mean, I'm not worried about it moving anymore. Okay, so actually what I decided to do was pull the drawer box out, and as you can see, here's the little lip underneath it. And now we can just pre-drill 2 holes in each corner. Make sure we got that pulled tight, because you can see there's a slight gap right there. But once I screw it in, it'll suck it tight and it'll be good to go. Don't know why I thought about trying to get way underneath the drawer and show you guys. This way it's just a lot easier. So yeah, so you just take the same drill bit that you use to do the inside, and I'll just come right here about halfway in the midpoint. Drill that hole like that. Hold on, I wasn't prepared to do this. Then we'll just take the same screws that we used on the inside, and that'll just suck that drawer face right to that drawer box. Same thing on this side. By the way, this drill's not in hammer drill mode. It's just rubbing on the bottom of the box, so that's just what it's doing. But as you can see, that fastens that drawer face to that box and it's not going anywhere. But yeah, so after you do that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just put the drawer box in and I'll give you guys a little reveal of how this cabinet looks. All right guys, well, that's pretty much it. That's how I do it on site. That's how I install drawer slides. That's how I install the drawer box and the drawer faces along with the pulls. So hopefully this video helped some of you guys who may have any questions about how maybe you install some of these things. Hopefully they were answered in this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. I will highly appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, kind of like the cut and dry, you know, no crazy music, nothing really in the shop, more kind of like on site to see how things are done, let me know with a comment down below, or if you have any more questions, drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it. And as far as the woodpecker giveaway goes, I will be releasing the workbench part 2 build next week, and the winner will be announced in that video. So other than that, that's how you install all those pieces, or that's how you install all those parts to a cabinet, as far as the slides, the drawer box, and the drawer face, along with the handles. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're done here. Guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.